Hello and welcome to Podcast vs. Player, episode 130. I'm one of your hosts, Cal, and as always, I'm joined by a man who always leaves them wanting more. Ironically, that's how he lost his job in disaster relief.
Fuck me, I didn't see that coming. Jesus Christ.
It's only bloody Dan.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm pulling out all the stops now, Dan.
I think that was the best one you've done in a while, that.
Out of 130 or just in a while?
Maybe out of all the 130.
Wow, that was high praise.
That was a goodie.
How are you?
I'm good. Well rested, good weekend. Not yet eaten, but other than that, pretty good. Yourself?
Since last week or just today?
I've been
Exactly that.
I was going to say I'd be in a much worse mood if I hadn't eaten since last week, but
oh yes,
apparently I just can't talk instead.
Dan usually eats like an entire chicken or a leg of a lamb every night,
raw.
So from the fields.
Yeah, just eat once a week like a snake.
And he sheds his skin as well, which is weird.
Yeah.
Actually, we do, don't we?
Yeah, we do, but
just not the same.
One long piece.
When I said it in my head, it was like I'd been talking to you for about 2 days, but it was just like a like a perfectly formed skin shading of you.
Yeah, it just fires off like front and back, like it, and it's just gone.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's great.
I'd watch that film.
It's messy, but it's great.
But it's not really, because if it's just gone, then it's gone.
No, because it's dead skin, so it just explodes.
No, yeah, I suppose it's
hits a wall and just goes.
Furniture. Don't want that.
No,
Ugh.
Not on mine.
Anyway, tell you what you do want. I'm going to tell you what you want.
Tell me what I really, really want.
I wanna
really,
really, really. CyberPunk 2077.
Yeah.
That was the official
soundtrack.
CyberPunk song available on iTunes. Yeah, we've seen it, Dan.
Well, we've maybe seen it.
Well, we saw what they chose to show us.
Well, we've seen what they currently have.
Yeah.
So, in 6 months' time, that may not be the case anymore.
Or 2077 when it actually comes out.
The way it's going, it is, yeah. Still gutted that it was pushed back, but I think that this is kind of like a soothing balm. So they've said, oh, okay, well, we're going to push it back, but in the meantime, though, here's a massive video explaining and showing what we're trying to do. And people go, if you want to take another year to get it looking like this, and that was just one possible outcome of one side mission, you take your bloody year, you make that game.
It looks so fucking
good. It
good.
looks amazing.
If you haven't yet watched it, it's available on YouTube, and it was all over Twitch and every other
Periscope and
yeah.
But
honestly, it's kind of what I expected it to be, but I'm still like ridiculously surprised and impressed by it, if that makes sense.
I think it's just because again you've got I can't remember who, I didn't see the exact start of it because I was just browsing through Twitter and it was just like live stream right now for gameplay. So I missed the start of it. So any introduction, I wasn't sure who was talking or narrating kind of over the top of it. But I think he was doing a pretty good job of just saying like, look, this is what we're trying to convey. This is the type of game that we're trying to make. This is the type of universe that you're in. These are the type of choices that you'll have to make. And they just kind of went all out to demonstrate, combat, voice options, voice acting, mocap, vehicles, ways of traversing, different methods of killing people, skill sets, research. They've really they went above and beyond, and then they just got to a point where they just said, you get the idea, now here's what you can get up to further on down the game. And then it's just like mad claws, like praying mantis weird claws that come out the side of her arms, and it's like ricochet bullets, like you project. It's like Wanted. You can predict, like it projects where your bullet's going to go, and you can just kill everyone. I do have one thing though. One thing that I'm not too sure on yet. It seems to, and I was talking to my housemate about this the other day, and he made a very good point that the the shooting combat sort of thing, it seemed to have a very kind of Division-esque feel to it.
Yeah, I can.
Do you know what I mean? It's not like
I can understand that.
Not a couple of shots dead. It's not a headshot dead. And if you're going up against someone who's a billion levels higher than you, potentially you may not be able to deal with them, even if you shoot him in the face.
Yeah.
And personally, that kind of ruins things for me, unless there's very good reasons to why that is the case, other than just, oh, you're not high enough level. Whereas with The Witcher, you would go up against a bad guy who would be 25 levels higher than you, but you've got a sword. Yeah. So, you know, they are just faster than you. They could just hit you and take you out in one hit. So it felt like they were overpowered and you just weren't good enough to take them on yet. Whereas if you're shooting someone in the face 50 times and it hasn't killed them, you're just like, oh, okay.
It might go into, like, it's full of augments and they're going to have shields and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, if they've got like a like military grade shield and you can't penetrate it with the weapons and stuff you've got, it's sort of like a way of just saying, yeah, you're not ready to take this guy on yet, or he's like a big part of the story, so you can't just go up and shoot him in the face. So when you're better and better, their shields are easier to get through. If that's the case, fine.
Yeah, I think they need to explain it and convey what the message is in regards to combat, because I know what you mean, and like even in like Deus Ex and stuff, it was, you were more likely going to struggle if you were up against a fuck ton of people, but you could take them all out. And
totally. You could clear a room as long as you planned ahead, you used your augments properly, and as long as pretty much every shot was a headshot, you could wipe that room before they even realised what's happened.
Yeah.
And that's what I loved about it, because you could set up these little kill scenarios where you would just, like, it's like that was the best thing I did in it. Was like I was behind cover, behind like a sofa that these two guys were sitting on.
Yeah.
Like, knifed the one guy. I threw a flashbang over like to where these other guys are, and then before that had gone off, I stabbed the one guy. The animation had finished, and then a flashbang went off and stunned all of them. Shot the one guy in the face. Turned on like the combat enhancement thing, so it slows time. Like shot the other. There was like 2 or 3 on the other side of the room. Shot both of them. The other guy was running away, and that gave me enough time to cloak, get up in front of him, and then like execute him on the arm blades. And so in real time, that would have taken about 4 seconds.
Yeah.
And I was just like, that's why I like this game.
Mankind Divided's fucking amazing.
When you can pull that sort of shit off, you're just like, okay, yeah, this is why people need to have robot arms and stuff.
Yeah.
This is cool as all hell. So that, but like a whole universe. Oh, I mean, again, that's just the one tiny thing, and I probably won't even care, because like the Witcher was also very good at sort of like level progressing with you, so it didn't necessarily put you up against people that would you'd really struggle against, and it was very forthcoming. So it'd be like, you're level 20, this mission at least level 35.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it was like the DLC. It was just like, don't start that until you're like level 40 or something, because it just means that everything there will fuck you, and you won't be able to do anything about it. Like, everything's just a way high level. So you need to do more of the main game, so you can't just throw yourself into it. And again, that I appreciate, because it was very open about it. It's just like, this isn't, you haven't put enough into the game yet to earn going into and playing the DLC, because it's a whole new map and it's all this other stuff. So that makes sense. Whereas if it's just a grunt, like in the Division, like if you go into the, what's it called, the Dark Zone or whatever.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember what it's called. I think it's the Dark Zone.
Dark Zone, yeah.
But you can go in there and there'll be a grunt in there who's like 5 levels higher than you, and you can just shoot him repeatedly in the face, and he won't die.
Well, with the Division 2, they kind of fix it. It's the same, exactly the same. But when you're going against more so the bosses, they are covered in armor, and you've got to shoot the armor off.
That's fine. Again,
I can live with that.
In this demo, they obviously showed some guy in a big mech suit, and you had to do a thing where you specifically had to go behind him and hit the weak spot in order to take his suit out, and then you could kill him. And I don't mind that, because then you're thinking of creative ways to try and get past armor and shields and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's smart gun. Give me that. Holy shit. You just fire bullets wildly into the air and they'll just home in on targets. Like,
I think the weapons are going to be one of the highlights.
Yeah, because I mean, they were just like, oh yeah, and every gun's got like a whole bunch of modifications that you can do yourself.
Yeah.
It's just the possibilities are just fucking insane.
I think it's going to be Fallout 4 levels of mods.
More,
like weapon mods.
Way more.
Yeah.
Like if you get like
That's
that smart bullet thing, but like in a shotgun. Like if you can just like, it's like a mod that you can like piece off and put it onto something else, or
yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, but I think that it's the more sort of the exploration, it's the story, it's the universe, it's the driving, like it's all that sort of stuff that I just can't wait to get into. I don't want to go running in and start causing shit everywhere. You know, I want to play it through, and I want to sort of get carried along with the story and the world. You know, and how am I going to react in that kind of world? You know, am I going to be a proper cunt about it and just kill everyone and pull my gun immediately, or you know, am I going to try and talk my way out of it and you know be a bit more cautious about it? I mean, they've set the bar really high with that.
Oh yeah,
like I mean, really, really high.
Speaking of the world, though, I was pleasantly surprised how, personally at least, it seemed a lot more Ghost in the Shell rather than Blade Runner. It
reminded me a lot of Alton Carbon, to be honest.
Yeah, I could.
That kind of, you know, there's a lot of flying stuff, and I mean, I don't know if you can get like hover cars and flying cars, but I imagine not. I hope it's kind of grounded, but at the same time, I want a flying car that I can fly around that city and check it out.
It's a case of what did we watch the other week? Upgrade, where there's still a mixture of like super future cars and
well, they were talking about like
cool old cars,
like a fuel of the future, like some super fuel. So I don't know. Again, that's what I like about this is they thought about everything from the ground up.
Yeah.
And I mean, I could sit here and hypothesize, but this is the issue, is that it's 40, 50 minutes or however long of gameplay as it stands at 48. The moment, and then they can go, people didn't react too well to that, so we'll change that.
Yeah.
Or you know, people really like this. So at this point, I think it's too late to make any kind of real changes, but sort of polish and filler. You know, I suppose there's plenty of time for that.
Off that, with regards to criticisms for how bullet spongy the enemies are, that could literally be this specific build, and they've just gone, well, we're going to really chuck some enemies in. They haven't particularly got life gorgeous. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's because, again, I keep on comparing this to The Witcher, but it's the same studio, so it's very different rules, but clearly
it's also
they have
their first FPS.
Yeah, they have a way of making games, and that's why people want this. That's why they're trusting them with this, and that's why they're going to make their money back immediately on this, because they do seem to pour over every detail to make sure it's perfect. And that, I don't know. I mean, if they just say, well, you know, people are super augmented and there's armor and shields and stuff, I can kind of get around that. It's just that I don't want it to be overly noticeable. Like if I stab a guy in the face, I don't want him to get back up again, because then I'm just sort of like, okay, well, this is Devil May Cry now. Like, how many times have I got to shoot you in the face before you die? No, I don't really like that. I like the sort of, you know, the Last of Us 2 kind of element of every shot has an impact. Every you know, headshot is a kill. Every, like, you know, they were clearly going to lengths to say, you shoot someone in the legs, you'll blow their fucking legs off. Yeah, and they'll just be on the floor going, my legs. I
think the game's too big to be as detail heavy as something like The Last of Us 2, where like she gets the arrow in the arm and she's like clutching at it till she gets to cover and then she pulls it out. I don't think we're not going to see any of that.
Yeah, no, of course not.
Even games like Call of Duty, you can shoot a guy in the leg and like he'll kind of stoop and I don't know what actually happens if you leave him. He probably just stands up again, but he drops down enough that you can shoot him in the head. Even if there's just little tiny elements of that, I'll be fine with that. If they go further than that and you shoot a guy's arm off, but it was a robot arm, so he didn't really feel it, and he just carries on at you with one arm, that'd be fucking ace. Or he picks it up and starts using it as a fucking melee weapon.
Or it runs up on the floor at you.
Yeah, it like gets like little fucking roller skates.
Yeah.
But it just, I don't know. I've never played the board game that it's based on. I don't have any intention of doing so. But apparently, like the lore behind it. It's obviously going to feature very heavily in this, but it's meant to be very interesting lore.
Yeah.
So I might wiki it or something.
Maybe. Oh, I don't know though. It depends on how hand-holdy it's going to be, you know, or is it just sort of like, look, the story's there, and you can find it and explore it and read every newspaper and go through archives and read laser discs or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, and you can learn to build up your own story, or like, because some people won't care. They'll just go, oh, cool, space car.
Yeah.
And that's fine. It's just that you also don't want to have a read and point and click adventure where it's just like, here, read these 3 volumes of text to fully understand, because some people aren't really going to care about it. But for me, it's the same as like the Mass Effect universe, because it's so interesting. Again, in the same as the Witcher one, although the Witcher was a bit too big for me eventually. But when you pass sort of 60 hours and you're just like, I don't want to read this book.
Yeah.
This second, like, you know, page on this note that this guy was holding, I'm just going to scroll, and just if there's any important information, it'll tell me when I've finished reading it. So as long as it's not like super in your face, and it's just like, yep, when you want to find out about it, fill your boots. There's plenty of ways of doing it. But I can imagine that I do want to go into that level of detail with this, because I want to see, you know, what the comparisons are to this world. If there's any, you know, Witcher references, maybe. Something like that, just to, you know, it's just a treasure hunt for knowledge.
It is, and I think I'm hoping it's going to be more of a what's the best example? Fallout, say, where you've got your main storyline, you got your side quests and stuff, but you kind of feel like it's your story because you're making all the choices. You can do what you want, and if you can get if I can get the same kind of feeling as that, I will play this game for fucking years.
Yeah, I mean, if it's even, I don't know, a third of as sort of in depth as it looks to be, and these choices are having an impact on the missions that you're doing and maybe the relationships you have, the replay value on this is triple its price.
Well, it needs to be, because CD Projekt Red had put some secret text out, and deciphered in that it was, quote, when we told you we would only release the game when it's ready, we meant it. We're definitely much, much closer to a release date than we were back then, smiley face, but it's still not the time to confirm anything, so patience is still required. And in case you were concerned, Cyberpunk 2077 will be lacking microtransactions, incremental DLC, and so on. So there's not going to be any...
We don't deserve games like this.
Yep. Oh, and on PC it is DRM free as well.
Unbelievable. Like it's just saying, yeah, like all that shit that everyone hates at the moment. Yeah, we're not into that.
Yeah.
Like we make good games for good game's sake. No,
Like
we're not going to have a battle royale mode. We're not going to have anything like that.
Oh fuck, Cyberpunk battle royale.
Yeah, they're just saying no. We make really good single player games.
Yeah.
And we're going to carry on doing so, and we won't get. Maybe it's a sort of like, you know, the whole Warner Brothers and just go, oh, you want to get a loot box with a special orc in it, you know, $5.
Yeah.
They could just say, no, we don't need to, we don't want to. It makes nothing. Like, yeah, fair enough. We could probably make an absolute shit ton of money off it.
Oh yeah.
You know, aesthetics and cars and skins and all that kind of stuff. You know, even if they charged £1 each, if there was a whole bunch of different skins for cars or like cool cyberpunk outfits and stuff, I would probably fucking buy them. And I really don't like those things. I don't mind them as an option, but I'm really not into them. But for something like that, I would have to. I'd want to. Like, I get annoyed in like if I'm playing Mass Effect, and you can go into your wardrobe, and it's just like, oh, here's your casual outfits.
Yeah.
And it's like a jumpsuit or a leather jacket. Yeah. I'm just like, fuck that. Let me go to a clothing shop. Let me just, GTA it. I want 500 choices for different clothes and things, and I want to be able to, like the character creator in Final Fantasy 15, the online for that.
Oh man, how long did we spend in that?
About 25 minutes, easy.
Yeah.
Just like, choosing, and that's with one outfit.
Unfortunately, that's the only bit of the game we played together.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because of the stupid fucking friend system.
Oh, it doesn't work properly, does it?
Absolute bullshit. But the character creator, though...
That is one of the best I've seen.
Yeah, by far. I managed to make a reasonably decent Geralt from Witcher 3. Dan went for a very I'd say like Ghost in the Shell, Mirror's Edge.
Yeah, it
style.
was kind of a hope
bird.
from Mirror's Edge.
Yeah.
Possibly the most beautiful woman that I've ever seen. In essence, I've made my perfect woman. It's crazy.
Tracksuit bottoms.
Look, it doesn't matter. I know what she's capable of. That's the important thing.
And get all perfect together.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, we need to marry him off.
We do. I think whenever Square Enix sort out their fucking servers,
No, they won't. They think it's perfect as it is.
we'll have a Final Fantasy wedding.
Yeah, you've all invited,
If you can get on the servers, that is.
which obviously you won't be able to.
No, Dan can't even launch the daily quest without it crashing.
Yep. Oh yeah. What was all that? Oh, fucking. Enough about games that kind of that work in some ways and then really don't in others. Yeah, I don't think I've been this excited for a game for a very long time.
I'm still really excited, but Spider-Man's out in like 2 weeks. I'm fucking hyped as shit for that.
Yep.
Really can't wait. I don't care if it's shit. I want it so bad.
Yep.
But if they released, say they said Cyberpunk's not going to be out for ages, but we are going to release that, say a 3-hour demo, and it's 30 quid. I'll fucking buy it today.
No, that means they'll ground.
I would.
Ground zeroes it.
No, they're not going to do it, clearly. But I'm really excited for Spider-Man, really am. But if it's a choice between that or Cyberpunk, I'll pick Cyberpunk.
Yeah, definitely. I really don't think that there's. I mean, do you know what's really annoying is the fact that at work I haven't used any holiday this year at all because I'm a good boy. And I was thinking, well, I'm not going on holiday again this year. I need a reason.
Why
to
is that,
use
Dan?
it. I don't know.
Oh, I thought it was because of the ridiculousness that you suffered.
Oh no, I would just choose different airlines.
Put you off
fine.
in general.
No, not at all. But I was just thinking, oh, okay, game releases. Maybe I can take some time off to, a new game comes out and I can spend like a week and a half just ploughing through it. And I was just like, well, Cyberpunk, that's the only one that's going to have that amount of intrigue and hours to play on it in order to fill that kind of time. And then it was just like, yeah, it's not out until like the middle of next year, which is when my holidays have restarted.
Maybe.
So
maybe
it's just if it gets pushed forward, I'd be dubious about it.
Tomb Raider's going to be out soon.
No,
I don't see it as a book time off work to
no, I mean,
game,
I'm going to get it. I'm going to pre-order it because every Tomb Raider that they've made in the last 5 or 6 years has been spot on. And
the last two, then.
Yeah. So Tomb Raider and Rise of the Tomb Raider are amazing. Yeah. And I will absolutely get this. I'll probably even pre-order it, because I love Tomb Raider.
Really? You're going to break the one specific rule of Dan?
I pre-ordered a bunch of games, you idiot. I mean, usually it seems to be on the day before it comes out because it's like 11:30. I'm just like, oh, I could just get it now and I could play it in half an hour. Fuck. All right, fine.
Can preload it ready.
Yeah. Oh yeah, preloading, of course, the biggest pull of all. So yeah, I'll probably get that. But like you say, I know that I can get a fair chunk of the way through it just over a decent weekend, and then just.
Sorry.
No, go on.
I was going to say, when's Wolfenstein out?
I'm not sure.
The super sexy co-op.
That's true. I'm thinking end of the year. It's got to be.
I think it's not.
But Just Cause 4, that's on the horizon as well. Which again, that's going to be. I'm getting that because blowed stuff up. Why wouldn't you?
You've got every other one. Why not?
Exactly. Why wouldn't I? Dying Light 2, I think that's next year. But again, that's going to be worth some time. To pumping some time into it.
Yeah.
I think we got Final Fantasy remastered, Final Fantasy 7 remastered. Next year.
It's PS4.
No, the brand new one, the new one.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 7.
Yeah,
PS4.
Yeah, it's not out yet, you idiot.
No. I'm sure it's only on PS4.
No, it's not. Can't be.
I'm looking at it now. Let's see. It's a bit up in the air. Nobody seems to know. But on Wikipedia, everyone's favourite go-to for reliable sources, lists it platform PlayStation 4.
That could be the only one that's been confirmed so far, though.
It's definitely at least a timed exclusive because
for sure.
they unveiled it
at
the PSX
about 3 years ago.
Many years ago.
Yeah.
Plus, it makes sense because it's
totally. Yeah, and again, if it's just an exclusive thing for 6 months or a Red Dead kind of thing, then so be it. I'll wait. So I mean, there's some good thing. Oh, and Hospital 2.0 or something. What's it called? 2-Point Hospital. The theme hospital thing. That's out.
Definitely like a book a day off work.
No, it's just it's out in like the next week or so. So again, that's something I'll probably pre-order because I can't wait to play that.
Zoe's playing a theme hospital-esque game on her phone that she really likes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it's called, but you'd probably like it. It's pretty much like an exact rip-off of Theme Hospital.
Right, okay.
So you would like it. There's another game... Oh, Pokemon.
What?
I was trying to think of another game that was out this year that I really want. The Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu.
Oh, yeah, of course. So, I mean, there's things there that are just sort of like, or maybe I can take some time off, but none of them are going to be... Because with that, I could say, Callum, I booked a week off work for CyberPunk. Don't talk to me.
Just me? Or is this a text
everyone.
that's going out to everyone?
It could be a mass text, maybe. But I know that's the sort of game where you just be like, yeah, makes sense, fair enough.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, you want to just pour yourself into it.
Well, I was decorating my kitchen when I got Deus Ex Mankind Divided, and I was spending like a lot of the day doing the kitchen, and then while I was waiting for paint to dry and stuff like that, I was playing Deus Ex, and then that went off into the night. And I think that's the first game since Logan was born that I bought on, say, a Friday, and I'd completed it by Sunday.
Yeah.
I haven't done that for years.
It's really good, that. I'm giving that some time before I go back to it.
I'm pretty tempted to play it, not now, because we're in a podcast, but after watching Cyberpunk. So that's the closest game I can think of.
Yeah, pretty much.
So I might go back to it. Plus, New Game Plus.
Yeah, exactly, so and that's what I'm looking forward to.
Because I've done it twice, maybe 3 times. I'm not 100% sure. I think I know I've done it twice. I'm on my 3rd playthrough.
Have you got all the orcs?
Not yet.
Right.
I am very, very close, if I remember right. I haven't played for over a year. But I'm pretty close to fully maxing him out.
Yeah.
Which is going to be awesome. Speaking of games, Dan, as I mentioned, Spider-Man is out in, I think, 2 weeks' time. And we're going to play the shit out of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's all I had to say on the matter. I was going to get the Spider-Man PS4 Pro. I was pretty tempted because
it does look cool.
I'm in the mood for some Pro.
Yeah.
I was like, it's got to be that one, so I might just get it. Fuck it. Not now, when I do, because I really like it. I'm not a big fan of Red, but I think it's a really nice looking PlayStation. But we'll see. We shall see. Anyway, that's all I've got, Dan.
Well, I've got some things. There's some new movie trailers that have come out over the last few days or so. So I want to see if you've seen them.
Let's go.
So, The Predator.
Yes.
What do you think?
Yeah. I'm as interested as I was when they first announced it. And that was pretty much the noise I made.
Yeah. I'm really not looking forward to that at all now.
I like the poster.
Yeah, the poster's fine. Predators, the last one that they made with Adrian Brody, I thought that was a really good film. It was just a bit of a different take on the Predator universe and the Predators that we'd seen so far. And it's not a great film because it was a bit boring, but it was good. I still kind of enjoyed it. I've seen it a couple of times.
It was better than The Meg.
I think everything was at this point. But this new one, there's just something about it. There just seems to be too many just unnecessary faces, and they're all, oh, we're all Marines and we're the best in the world, and then, oh my god, we're all dead like 3 minutes later.
Yeah.
And then there's a new type of predator that we haven't seen before. So I don't know. It was not what I was expecting. I was expecting, as we're in, the early 2000s still-ish, I guess, compared to the rest of the history of the world, I suppose.
Yeah.
I don't know. Everything just seems to be coming back, and it's new, and it's darker, and it's grittier, and it's more violent. And yet, with the films that when they came out, so RoboCop and Alien and Predator back then, the newer ones seem to be the light, jolly versions.
Yeah, in comparison.
So it's just like if RoboCop that came out in like 2014 or wherever it was came out in the 1980s, and then the reboot of RoboCop was the 1980s RoboCop, and it was violent and people get their dick shot off, then that would be like, oh, that totally makes sense. This is a deeper, darker, grittier version of it. And yet, like, Predator wasn't necessarily a horror film. Like, Alien was a proper horror film in the sense that it was
claustrophobic and
yeah, totally. And that's why I thought that whatever the film that they made after Prometheus, because I've already forgotten what the name of it fucking was, that one, from the trailers, I thought, good, they're going back to it. It's going to be tight corridors, it's going to be rooms, it's going to be a thing that you don't know where it is. And then it's just like, no, it's actually a little thing that stands on a planet. And it's just like, oh, okay, so there's no real threat, I guess. I don't know, it's just something about it. It's just like, oh, you're not getting me back in there. And this Predator trailer doesn't seem to do the same thing. So I was excited that they were trying again, but I don't think this is going to be the one to salvage the franchise, to be honest.
I 100% agree, but I never thought that this was going to be the film that salvaged the franchise.
But there has to be one, though. At some point, there will be a turning point where they'll do a Predator and you go, holy shit, that was great. I loved that film. That was proper Predator.
They'll call it Venom.
No, that's still not... I'm still not sure that's going to work in its current form anyway.
It's going to be better than Spider-Man 3. I can pretty much bet my house on it.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on that, though.
Johnny English Strikes Again.
I have not seen any of the Johnny English films after the first one.
Okay, well, that's one film then.
Oh, I thought there was 3 already.
Nope.
Oh, right. Actually, no. I saw a trailer for this when I went to see Infinity War.
Yeah. So I didn't know that was a thing until I saw the trailer today.
Yeah. Looked quite funny, actually.
It does look a bit funny.
That bit with the car. I forgot actually what happened, but it's him and the other guy in the car.
Boff.
And they're driving along. And they're doing something.
Well, it shoots the missile at the
That's it, yeah.
Tour de France.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like it's probably going to be a lot of just recycled jokes from the first one, I guess. It's a bit of slapstick, it's a bit funny, he falls over, and then a gadget goes wrong or something.
It's nice to see Rowan Atkinson doing something.
It is. I mean, he's a great actor, so I just wish that he'd do something other than these
He
now.
was in great films.
Yeah, or Snickers adverts. Right, there was one other one that I wanted to bring up that I've already forgotten. So is there any film trailers that you've seen that for something that's coming out relatively recently? Soon, should I say?
No. However, I watched Tag the other day.
Thoughts?
I really enjoyed it.
Good. Well,
It was very funny.
I'm going to watch that then. I'll tell you what then, let's switch this up. There's a couple of films that are coming out that look alright. TV shows though. There's some new episodes of Archer that have turned up on Netflix, so I need to catch up on that and so I can watch some Archer.
Danger Island.
Yeah. Last Man on Earth. I finished that now.
Super behind on that.
It just gets better and better. I don't understand how it can be still so interesting.
I'm making the most of it because it's been cancelled. So.
I know, but the thing is though, I think that along with Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I think they've both been picked up by another studio or another channel.
I would have preferred... I know Brooklyn Nine-Nine definitely has. It's actually gone back to... I think it's NBC, I think, who was the original people.
Right.
That they did it before they sold it to Thingy. Oh, fucking hell, who did it go to? It doesn't matter. Whoever fucking cancelled it.
Idiots.
But I wanted the Mick to get picked up because the Mick was fucking hilarious. It's D from Always Sunny.
Oh yeah.
It's really, really, really funny, and I much prefer that to Last Man on Earth.
Well, I don't know, like Will Forte or Forte, I'm not sure what his surname is. Because he's the like creator, writer, director, star in. I usually whenever there's what was it called, the OA, that thing on Netflix, that again, I think one of the main character from that, she was the writer and creator and director and stuff.
Oh yeah, that girl.
Yeah, and I hated that.
I watched some of that. I couldn't get into it.
No, same. We watched like an episode and a half, and it's just like, this really isn't going anywhere. I don't like it.
I got about 3 or 4 in, but I gave up.
With Will Forte, I'm just going to say Will Forte because it's easier. He's it seems to be one of those things where it's just sort of like, this is clearly a passion project, where it's just like he's been thinking about this forever. But every episode just seems to make it more interesting. Like there's a new tragedy, there's a new calamity that they've all got to move away from, but yet they'll go out and drive around in a stealth bomber for a bit, and but then there's new characters, and some will stay and some will leave and some will live and some will die, and it's just, I don't know, it just seems like, I don't know, it just doesn't seem to run out of steam for me. And that's why I don't quite understand, in the same way as Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I guess, I don't understand what the thinking was when they just said, yeah, we're going to have to cancel this.
I think a lot of it comes down to, I don't want to be the policeman on the internet, but I think a lot of it comes down to people not watching it on the networks and stuff.
Maybe so, yeah.
Because, again, we were very annoyed when Hannibal got cancelled.
So annoyed.
But they put it on the wrong channel. It was on like Living or something like that. And I guarantee like 90% of people that watched Hannibal didn't watch it legally because they either didn't have access to that particular Sky. I mean, I don't know what channel it was on over in America and stuff, but over here at least. And it was, I mean, I had Sky, so it was luckily enough we could just watch it, and you had Sky at the time. But when there's something like that is an exceptionally good show, and especially a show that shouldn't have been that good, really.
No, it had no right to be that good.
But personally, I think it surpassed the films by far. I really do.
Absolutely.
I think it was very, very good. But then it's on the wrong channel, nobody watches it, gets cancelled.
Yeah, that is annoying.
And that seems to be the way with a lot of shows.
That's just reminded me. I just remember what the other thing is. The other film trailer. There's a new Warner Bros. DC animated Constantine film.
No, I have not.
I didn't watch the whole thing, but I did clock it, so I was just like, I'm on board for that already. So it's still Matt Ryan, I want to say.
Yeah,
is that his name?
The guy from the live action series.
So it's still him
voicing him.
Yeah, so clearly, like, off the back of like Justice League Dark and his appearance in Arrow and all that sort of stuff. Clearly, they're just like, okay, people like this guy playing this character. Let's do some more stuff with this character. There's plenty of source material that we can pull from. Let's make some, like, let's give him a standalone film. So definitely up for that. Can't wait for that. Although, speaking of, have we seen any kind of trailer for the Arrowverse crossover Batwoman malarkey?
Nope.
For fuck's sake. I don't want to have to watch them all, Callum. I don't want to watch them all and catch up on it.
I'm going to watch purely the episode with her in it, and then if it is good enough, I'll go back and watch the last episode of each of the shows, except Legend of Tomorrow, because that's a bag of wank, and Supergirl. So I'm going to watch Arrow, maybe Flash, Wikipedia the rest, and then make my decision from there. But I'd hate to say it, I like Stephen Amell, and I know he's a big fan of the show, but Arrow, not this.
Oh, right.
And I was an advocate for Arrow. I defended it, but that Flash never got into Supergirl. Legends wasn't particularly good, and I think I'm like at least a season behind, maybe 2 seasons on each of those shows.
Same.
and I have no intention of rewatching, like going back to watching it every fucking week.
No.
Especially as Gotham will be back soon, and Gotham is fucking excellent.
Yeah, but that's the thing. There just seems to be a lot more, just better written stuff. Like I've just started watching F is for Family a couple of nights ago, and I've seen it on Netflix forever. Oh, and I finished Disenchanted as well.
Yeah, I finished that.
It was good. I mean, it didn't start off particularly strong, I don't think, and it wasn't quite as funny as I thought it was going to be.
I think it ended poorly.
A little bit. But overall, yeah, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was just a good comedy.
I think it's a good filler series. And
no, I've got American Dad and I've got Family Guy for that kind of stuff, and that is just like joke. And
I did prefer it. You know. I preferred it to American Dad and Family Guy and stuff but I've watched them for years and years and years, and
it's something new. It's nice.
Yeah, it was just different. But I think, providing it gets a second season, I think the second season there'll be a bit more. They're more aware of what they can do and what types of jokes land. So, I mean, one of the jokes that really made me laugh, and it wasn't that big of a joke, but I think it was on one of the first episodes, and when they're going into the forest, there's a sign and it said, "Beware of the racist horse." Or antelope.
No, it's a racist gazelle, I think.
That was it. Yeah.
When
they fall asleep, and then he just walks past and like, an elf and a human girl? I'm not okay with that. Just spits on the floor. It's like, but stuff like that. It's like just little cheeky little jokes. But towards the end of the season, it got very monotonous, and I don't know. It was fine, and I did enjoy it. I'm glad I blitzed through it.
Yeah, same.
I'm not going to watch it again unless there's a second season. Big Mouth's back next year, though.
Well, that was I was just going to say, because like with Big Mouth, I've watched that about 6 times.
Yeah, that is real laugh out loud fun.
That is such a good show. And I was hoping that Final Space would be. I was hoping that Final Space would be the same kind of thing, and it wasn't really.
I loved Final Space, but I mean, I was watching that on the TBS app, because the guy, Olin Rogers, the guy who made it, I followed him on YouTube for a long time, and it actually annoys me because if you watch it on Netflix, it says Netflix original, and it's not. I watched it like fucking 9 months ago.
Yeah,
it's a TBS show. It's not fucking Netflix original, lying bastards. But I really, really, really enjoyed Final Space.
See, I thought it was
fine. Very clever.
I don't know what I was expecting. Maybe I was expecting another Big Mouth. So I kind of was a bit let down by that. But it held its own, and I wanted to watch the next one whenever I finished another. So that's usually a good sign. But F is for Family, though. That really got me. Because it's weird. I just didn't think it would be something, because I thought it would be kind of like King of the Hill, and I was just like, well, King of the Hill, it's all right, but if there's nothing else to watch, it's fine. But I wouldn't go out of my way to watch it.
No.
But after the first few, and you get the sense of the humour and the characters and who they are and how they all work and stuff, and the fact that it's the 70s, so things are a bit sort of, people are making fun of women, and there's, it's just like, yeah, it's a cartoon, yeah. But yeah, I've already blasted through the first season. Like, I started watching it on Sunday.
Oh god.
Yeah, it is really good. So I definitely recommend you give that a watch. But other than that, though, I think I'm pretty much caught up with most of the shows that I was looking at. I know that Iron Fist is out pretty soon. I think September-ish.
I'll force myself to watch.
Well, this is post Luke Cage Iron Fist, though. So Iron Fist was cool again in Luke Cage.
The Comic-Con trailer was pretty decent.
Yeah, it does look a bit good, and I think they've had a bit more time to kind of flesh him out a bit more.
Yeah.
And just gone, maybe no more boardroom stuff. So yeah, that I'm going to be watching as well.
I am currently watching Kimmy Schmidt. Very funny, very, very funny.
Oh, that's with Erin.
Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. Yeah, from The Office. Yeah. Very, very, very funny. I watched it because somebody said I might like it. I was like, and I had nothing to watch, so we started watching it, and it is really, really laugh out loud. I mean, some bits it's just like typical American sitcom-y relationship shit, but then it'll offset it with a really random thing. Like there's a gay black guy in it, and he says he can he lived all his past lives, so he knew what happened. And one of the people he was in a past life was this Japanese woman, and he writes a like a one-man show about it, but he calls it a geisha. But he comes like it's this black guy, and he comes out with like the white face makeup and stuff.
Jesus,
it was really funny. And I think I'm on season 2. I think there's 4 seasons, and I'm on like halfway through season 2.
Yeah.
But it's very fun. I recommend it. It's very funny.
Well, I will take that as a recommendation if you take F for Family. F is for Family as a recommendation. It's proper like adult humour though. So it's like swearing, there's tits and balls and stuff.
You're just making it sound more like I want to watch it right now.
Yeah, like it's because it's just what you kind of expect that the 70s would have been. Like, you know, Dad would come in and he'd expect his dinner to be done, and he'd shout at the kids and threaten to throw them for a fucking wall if they carried on the way that they are. But it's at the same time, it's like a really good kind of family drama at the same time, whilst being really funny as well. So it's a lot cleverer than just fart or throwaway jokes or whatever. So I definitely recommend give that a bit of a try. Yeah.
Well, before we go and devour our newfound love for TV shows, what is on Dan's monitor? What is on it today? It's on the screen.
It is. Which screen though?
Right.
Oh, okay. Well, that is one you will be able to get. It is a thing that you have drawn.
Ooh, is it a recent thing that I have drawn?
Nope, I'd say about 2 years ago, maybe.
2 years ago. So it's a cover?
It is.
Is it just cause?
It's just changed, so too late.
What was it?
It was the cover for Quiche Noir.
Oh, man.
Yeah, you would have got that as well.
Now,
on the other hand, it's a picture from Gary's Mod. Oh! Oh, fuck. Sorry. Ignore that.
Was it a picture from Gary's Mod?
No.
Was it murder?
No, it was an error.
Oh, got you.
It was just, I think it's one of us proving the point that an error had popped up instead of a skin.
I love how random your wallpaper carousel.
I know, and I'm just going through. Oh, here we go. That one you'll get as well. So this is a photograph you sent me. So this is not a drawing picture. This is a taking of a picture.
A taking of a picture? Is it a taking like a? Have I took a photo of a drawing?
No, you photographed something. Or some things.
Some things. Pop vinyls.
No, you're on the right kind of lines though.
Teen Titans.
No.
Infinity figures.
No, think a bit more retro.
More retro. And I was on the right track with pop vinyls. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
No, but again, much closer.
Oh God.
Think that area. Think that format.
Transformers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Am I in a bedroom?
It's not you. It's just a picture that you've taken. There's Ultra Magnus. Some guy with like a crown on that I don't recognise. Is it a
crown?
Yeah. I don't know. He's weird. He's got purple arms and like a grey.
Oh yeah, he's grey. Yeah, it's fucking hell. He turns into a like a grenade thing.
Grenade.
Like a grenade launcher type gun.
Oh right. Okay. Fair enough. And then there's He-Man and
Skeletor and Battlecat.
Yes, Skeletor, and he's on Battlecat. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So you got it. Well done.
Well done. I'm so good at this. That was setting up Logan's bedroom before he was born.
Indeed.
And
so that was a while ago.
All my old toys.
Yeah.
Now taken off him because he can't be trusted.
Deserve him. Yeah.
Well, he left my Rodius Prime on the floor, and Roscoe chewed it.
Rodimus Prime.
Yeah.
Rodimus is like one of the best primes.
Yep, he's my favourite.
He's a super cool race car.
And it was in perfect condition, with all the stickers on, and you took him out and he had the fucking turret and he could stand on the top of it and then you could turn him into the car and stuff, and it was fucking awesome. Now it's ruined. Well, it's not ruined, it's just slightly gnawed, but...
Maybe I'll have to buy you a new Rodimus.
I haven't got any space for any more toys. I've had to put some under the stairs.
Well,
Anyway,
where Logan lives.
if you want to listen to more shenanigans and toys that have been chewed by Dan, then you can get to the website, which is www.podcastfirstplay.com. You can listen to this podcast and see all the videos on youtube.com/podcastfirstplayer. Or if you want to just listen to us out and about, this podcast, as well as Spoilercast and whatever other podcasts we do, are all available on iTunes, Castbox, Radio Public, and pretty much every podcast channel you can find. And you can follow us on Twitter @PodcastVPlayer and Instagram @PodcastVersusPlayer. Dan,
Yo,
let's get out of here.
let's do it. We've
Let's
got
go.
PvPPS to film.
Yes, if you are a
Record, I think.
patron, you can listen to the PvPPS right now.
Indeed. Thanks very much, guys. See you next week.
Bye-bye.
Keep it easy. Hang in low.
Keep it easy.
There you go.